As Kroger and Albertsons merger talks are ongoing, those grocery giants have released a list of stores that could be impacted.
More stores have the potential to be sold in Washington than in any other state if that merger goes through. That includes 16 in Seattle alone. KOMO's Jackie Kent has the story.
For many who shop at the QFC near Seattle Center, it's more than a grocery store.
It's huge because I don't drive and I can walk here. And they're my friends by now. I've shopped there so many times.
I work at the Seattle Center, so it's easy for me to pop here and get things for the office.
But the future of this grocery store and 123 others across Washington are now unclear. Kroger, which owns QFC, and Albertsons, which owns Safeway, just released a list of stores the companies would plan to divest to C&S Wholesale Grocers if their proposed merger goes through.
It would definitely be inconvenient if I didn't have a grocery store here.
We asked Kroger about the impact to neighborhoods and workers. A spokesperson writes, no frontline workers will lose their jobs and no stores will close as a result of the merger, which is also true for stores that remain with Kroger. Are you skeptical of those claims?
We are skeptical.
A coalition of United Food and Commercial Workers Unions believes the move would lead to store closures or sales, boosted prices, and fewer options for customers. They applaud Attorney General Bob Ferguson's efforts, spending millions of dollars to sue the grocery chains to try to stop the merger.
The reality is, if the merger were to be approved and the sales were to be executed as the agreement that they have with C&S Wholesale, well, then Kroger wouldn't own those stores anymore. So C&S Wholesale could do anything they want.
While there are still unanswered questions about what could happen here, some shoppers are grappling with the possibility of losing their neighborhood grocer at a time when many local drugstores have already moved out.
I think it's difficult when there are so few options for especially affordable shopping in this area.
Reporting in Seattle, Jackie Kent, KOMO News.
That was Jackie Kent reporting. Efforts to block the merger by the FTC and Washington State are ongoing. Attorney General Bob Ferguson's lawsuit is set for trial in mid-September.
A number of stores could be impacted by the potential merger of Kroger and Albertsons. This is a big one. Mary Nam joins us on the deep end tonight. Mary, this could affect thousands of people across our state.
Well, a lot of grocery shoppers, Preston. 124 grocery stores could be sold statewide if the merger goes through. I talked with Jackie Kent about how workers and people in the community are dealing with that possibility.
Yeah, so these merger talks are ongoing, and the most recent update is the grocery giants released a list of stores that could be impacted if this merger goes through. It's 124 stores across the state, 16 in Seattle, specifically QFCs and Safeway stores. And so we reached out to the Grocers Union because they've been outspoken against this merger from the get-go. They've been asking for this list for a year and never received it. So kind of interesting that this is released now, that nothing has really changed in the process. Attorney General Bob Ferguson, as you know, is suing the grocery chains to try to stop the merger, and nothing has changed with that. So we did reach out to Kroger. They didn't respond to the timing question, but they said, when we asked what are the implications of this, what can shoppers and workers expect, they said no frontline workers would be fired as a result of this merger if it goes through, and no stores would close. And that's the latest update we got today.
So even though they are acknowledging that all of these grocery stores on that list would be sold to a different company, they're saying that they would not be closed even after that.
Correct. So they're not saying, who they might be sold to. But yeah, that's
okay.
The latest update.
What is the reaction you're getting from people that work at these stores, people that shop at the stores?
Yeah, so the workers union doesn't buy the response from Kroger that stores won't close, or at least, and that jobs would be saved. They just don't see that happening, where all of these stores would be sold and nothing changes. And shoppers are worried that even if the stores don't close and if they're sold to another company, that prices could go up and they might have fewer options. Because most people we talked to today, for example, at the QFC over on Mercer, say they have to shop there even if it changes ownership, because they don't want to walk, another half mile to Metropolitan Market or find a ride to Trader Joe's. So that's really their only option. So they're upset to see that something might happen.
What's next for this merger?
Yeah, so I mentioned Attorney General Ferguson's lawsuit that is set to go to trial in mid-July. Mm-hmm. So we'll keep you posted whenever that happens.
All right. Jackie Kent, thanks so much.
Thanks, Mary.
So Attorney General Bob Ferguson's lawsuit to stop the mergers moving forward. What is the status of that?
As Jackie mentioned, there is a hearing later this month, but the trial itself is set to begin in mid-September, Preston.
Great. Thanks, Mary. Appreciate it.